What's going on? How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome back to our Tuesday talk or tea. I don't know. I'm really not all that big on tea. The tea, unless it's sweet tea with a nice slice of lemon or lime or even some blackberries. Awesome. I mean, the whole tea thing, like people in my opinion, people have abused that phrase. But welcome back, regardless, to our Tuesday nights. Salute to everybody over in the land of kick who's just kicking it. Salute to the Jaguar Wright Effect, the Jaguar Wright Show. Salute to all of our members and our moderators. It is I, it is me, the Jaganator. And it's good to be here. There's a couple of things that I want to address. For me, this whole content creating game, it's it's like a tug of war for me. Because as much as I enjoy just sharing information with the people, keeping it real with you guys, getting to know you guys, building with you guys, I'm just not for the BS, the crap of it all. There's a lot of crap that comes along with the content creating game. And for those of you who actually know, like, media manipulation and the dissemination of misinformation is a big passion of mine. It's a huge passion of mine. I also know it creates a big problem for a lot of people in a lot of ways. So I want to welcome everybody into our world and know that it's not just about being messy. Like, I know that there's a whole subculture of people here on YouTube that are literally in it for the mess. And salute to one of our girls, Carlove. She had suggested us watching a like a little docu-series called Bad Influence about the whole world of the kid side of influencers and stuff like that. And I was watching it and I completed it. Anytime someone makes like a real suggestion to me on something that they think I should take a look at, I make the time. I look, especially if it has anything to do with, the things that I was talking to you about, regarding media. And it was wild, because it was really centered around kid influencers and the parents that are behind them. And I learned some interesting things. What this game is really all about, what people are really all in it for. And it's wild, seeing these kids with accounts where they've got 11 million subscribers, a million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 5 million, like whatever the case may be. Shoot, I mean, I'm not saying that it's easy to get to, but these kids are hitting like a million subscribers in a year. Here we are, the Jaguar Wright Effect. We're over our 100K, which is decent, because if you actually look at, how it works, very few accounts ever make it past 5,000. And for a lot of people, it's taken years to even make it to 100K. So I was grateful that we did it in a year, especially when I know all of the pushback that, my platform and my content gets. But I think, there's just certain things that you have to take into consideration. So I was looking at how these kids were growing their platforms so fast. And it was just like, it was all about the ads, and it was all about, following trends. And I noticed that, like, YouTube, A lot of it, the algorithms are all based on trends. So if you become a trend, like me, I am an algorithm. I've been an algorithm. The difference between then and now is that now the algorithm isn't being controlled by outside forces. Whether or not you people know it or not, there's a whole tug of war right now over the Jaguar Wright algorithm. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at these kids, and like all of their content was based around, like kid stuff and pushing kid products. The kids were wearing the clothes that the advertisers were attaching their brands to, food, candy, you know, and then they started doing the crush content where they were having these kids staging these fake relationships where they were being paired together intentionally for content, coming up with names, coming up with hashtags, them adding their names together, staged kisses, staged, you know, stuff that they were doing, these staged prank videos where they were going through these real elaborate stunts where either someone had gotten severely injured and they literally like hired an ambulance to pretend, that they were taking these kids to the hospital, or staged arrest where they were hiring like fake cops or off-duty cops or something to come and like arrest the kids so that they could like make the other kids like, oh my god, oh, and the parents, and even listening to the parents who were going along with this for these kids. It's so funny. I kept noticing there was like a certain theme, a certain trend that all of the parents kept saying, because apparently, and it was centered around, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of her. I haven't. But her name was Piper Raquel. That's the name that she, her name. And her mom's name was Tiffany. And there was a boyfriend who was a lot younger than her mom who filmed all the content. It was very, very, very interesting. Yeah, but it's called Bad Influence. You can go check it out for yourself. But it was this whole big lawsuit. And it took them to get the lawsuit to demonetize, because apparently all of the children were saying that they were being exploited and that they were being SA harassed. Yeah, it was really wild. And all of the parents were like, oh, well, Tiffany told us this, and our kids wanted to keep making content together, and they had their own channels. And then when they left, all of their channels got attacked, and whoopty whoopty woo. And it was crazy because like apparently the second that they left, it was something that they had called the squad. And once again, I'm going to bring this all in so people understand where I'm going with this. All of this based around YouTube trends. So they had the squad, and then the squad had the members, and then all of the members in the squad had their own offshoot channels, and then their channels grew because of being attached to the squad. But it was all built around this one girl, Piper Raquel, and she was the big fish, and she had the big number. Like she had 11.9 million subscribers. So her ad revenue was insane. Like 11.9 million subs, her ad revenue was insane. They said this girl was earning up to like 500K a month on a great month. On a bad month, like 275, 350. That's how much this kid was generating on YouTube. Um, a kid. So all of the people that were in her squad were, they was making a little bit of money. 30K a month, 40K a month, 100K a month. They had 500,000 subscribers, a million subscribers, but it was all built. And when you look at it, it's like a pyramid scheme. It's like a pyramid scheme. You have the one at the top who's getting all of the big bread, and then you have the ones that are closest, that are most affiliated, then next, and then down, down, down. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, so they're a sector. Like, I don't know if you guys hear about it, but they have these things that they call sectors here on YouTube. So these kids were their own sector. They were the Piper Raquel sector. And they called themselves the squad. And the second that they left, all of their platforms got attacked, like immediately. All of their videos were mass reported for violations, for things that, they weren't even doing. They could be sitting there just talking about, In-N-Out Burger, and their video would get mass reported for sexual content or violent content, things of that nature. And then I found out they were also doing other things, like their videos were being embedded on pornography sites, so that if anyone clicked on their video, it would register that it was coming from that site, which would steer away ad revenue from their channels to make not only their views, but their revenue crash. Salute to Sudden West. Ain't that wild?
That's crazy. I didn't get a chance to see all of it. I just saw a little bit of it and I was out. But yeah, I do want to see it. It's interesting.
What was most interesting to me is that all of this was like centered around kid content. And it's funny because they were talking about how these little girls in these channels, 92% of their audiences were men.
Oh, yeah.
Adult men.
Oh, yeah. I believe that.
Like when I saw the one content where a PDF said, "Thank God for Instagram moms for providing us with all of this spank bank material for free." And the little girl Piper is still online. They settled the lawsuit. She's still online. And now that she's 15, 16, she's doing, slightly risque stuff. She's half dressed.
Oh,
Makeup.
I see where this is headed.
And yeah, I'm sure she's gonna end up just like little Tay Tay.
Yeah.
I bet you her 18th birthday, she gonna be on OnlyFans getting bust down.
Yep. Sold to the highest bidder.
And her mom is running the whole thing. But it was so funny because the parents were talking about, oh, well, the kids, they're all friends and they just want to make content. We didn't realize they were being, manipulated and ABUs like this. And we didn't realize how much she was using us and da-da-da-da-da and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And as soon as somebody left, they would replace them with someone else that looked kind of like them and slide them right in like nothing ever happened. Like this chick was running around calling the little girls disrespectful BIs and you're ungrateful this and ungrateful that. She was doing this with her own nieces and nephews, and then they had the daughter. They said the daughter she had her trained. But she started her out in pageants and then went on to social media. But I was just looking at the whole aspect of it, the whole sector thing, the way they built their own sector and used these kids. And the parents was, just sitting by. The one woman, her and her husband ended up getting divorced, and she got pushed out of her kid's life because she was trying to snatch her son out because she saw how harmful it was. And they got to the dad, and the dad was like, "Yeah, no, it's cool." And she went to the police like, "I don't want my son to do it." They say, "Yeah, well, this is an internal family issue, and both of the parents ain't on the same page.
Mm.
Ain't nothing we could do about it." So she filed for divorce so that she could get custody of her kid, and then somehow she didn't get custody of her kid, and she got kicked out of her kid's life.
Mm.
What I thought interesting though about that documentary is that nobody was being honest about the fact that what it was all about was the money. That's why they let their kids stay there. That's why they kept encouraging what they were encouraging. It was the money. Millions of dollars were being generated, and their children was making money hand over fist. I mean, what parent wouldn't want their children, to be able to bring in $50,000 a month, even $25,000 a month? That changes everything. Like the girl Piper and her mom, like they had a cat obsession. They had like 70 cats in the house, and they was spending like $20,000 a month on cat food. Cat
Wow.
food.
Wow.
Like, huh? And there was some other stuff going on, but apparently the mother was mailing, worn underwear from her little daughter and shipping it off to male fans who were posing as female fans. There was this man that they was talking about who went by the name Megan or something like that.
Hmm.
But they all knew that he was an older guy, and he was just sending them bags and sending them gifts, and they were, "Thank you, Megan. Thank you so much." But they all knew it was an old man. Like sending Gucci bags or Louis Vuitton bags, stuff like that, and buying all kinds of toys and doing all kinds of stuff and saying, "Hey, are you guys gonna make out today?" The little kids. Like, it's
Hmm.
crazy that all of this is happening on YouTube. And it took the lawsuit to go public for them to demonetize the platform. And then she just left and went to another platform. And now she's hustling, light corn. This kid's been online her whole life. So yeah, it makes me wonder. And part of the reason why I'm bringing this up is because when you listen to the system of how they attack platforms, it's systematic. I wonder if any of my videos have been embedded in explicit sites that would hurt my views. Because, like, it's crazy. Like, we'll have, we'll be doing good and people will be coming through. Like, unless I am forcing engagement and making sure that I post on all of my platforms that we're going live, like, our lives will be going pretty okay. Our numbers will be going pretty okay. And then the next thing you know, we talk about something that maybe people don't like or people don't want us talking about. And then boom, our videos start getting reported.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to ask for everyone who's a member of this platform, like, it's crazy that we have as many members as we have. And our views while we're live are less than our membership. That's wild. So what I am going to ask is that everybody, when you see If your matter of fact, just check your notifications because they're unsubscribing people again. I know that there were people that had to re-up on their membership because they got bumped out of their membership. I don't know why there are entities on this app that are so invested in tanking our platform. But apparently, this is just something that happens. This is something that's allowed to happen. Unless you're a part of one of these sectors, unless you're a part of one of these squads, you're a victim. Or at least they try to turn your platform into, a victim. Like you got crews that are running around here hunting their competition or hunting content that they can't exploit. And it was just wild looking at it. Like, and to know that they're doing this even in the kid sectors. Interesting. All for ad revenue. But yeah, I just wanted to open up by saying that anytime you see it, make sure your notifications are on. If you're unsubscribed, please resubscribe. And don't forget, if you are a real supporter of this platform, share. Because sometimes, for whatever reason, our content, our notifications don't go out. But for everyone who's following us, who's, subscribed or who's a member, the more you share, the more it helps make sure that our algorithm doesn't go unnoticed. It helps. Like, it's so funny looking at Don Lemon and listening to him. Please, guys, please like, please share, please. Like, he's saying it. He has over 1 million subscribers over there. And it took him about a year or so, but that makes sense considering who he is and his media background. He comes from CNN. I was surprised it took him as long as it did. But then again, when I'm looking at who he's consorting with, I'm not so surprised. Because I've been doing a little research and I've been watching these different squads or sectors and who's a part of them and who's all in them. What's real engagement? What's not? It's crazy because you'll literally have like 10 or 15 different content creators that all get together and work together as a team. And they'll push narratives, they'll push stories, they'll bounce back and forth. They'll build their audiences and they'll get audiences to go back and forth. Like, I'm looking at everything that's going on now with Officer Tatum. Like, the way they're pushing this is interesting. A lot of engagement around the taters. And now, did you hear Taters he made himself a video and it said and declared that he's helping those boys who are being unfairly accused of what they didn't do. And he's now sharing their GoFundMes and getting his multi-million subscriber platform to donate to these kids. Like, these kids are like raising like like $100,000 in 2 days. I wish, man, like, I don't know, do we gotta get in on this whole scam culture? Because we have a genuine and honest platform. We have genuine and honest content. We have a real GoFundMe that we're raising. We have a real nonprofit that we're trying to engage our network. Like, I was literally thinking to myself the other day, like, we do a little fundraising here, do a little fundraising there, but there's something off with someone like me after everything that I've been through and everything that people know about me, to just not be able to share 300 and some odd thousand followers on Instagram, almost 400, like 400 and some odd thousand followers on TikTok. Right there, that's three-quarter of a million people. Between the platforms that we have here, almost 200,000 people there. We're almost at a million people. And then you throw in the people from Facebook, even though I don't be over there anymore. And if you throw in the people from, we're talking about at least a million people, and I can't get each one of them to just donate $1. I'm good enough to follow, but I'm not good enough to support. But we got all of these frauds that sit online grifting money every day. It's wild. It's really wild. But I get it. I get it. People want the mess. They want to be in on the shit show. And that's what they pay for. They don't pay for real content. They pay to be entertained by a bunch of monkeys who like playing monkey games.
And throwing monkey shit. And they want, for the most part, yeah, they want to be caught up in drama, and they want to. It's sad. It's like a soap opera, I would say, real life soap opera.
And it's funny because when I think about my life on YouTube, me engaging with this platform, people were so much more willing to donate when I was being gaslit, when my life was being infiltrated, than they are now. Like, it was wild bumping into someone. Oh my God, yeah, girl, I know you and your crazy ass. What makes me crazy? I know you from YouTube. Trust me when I tell you, sometimes when I hear that, I consider an absolute fucking insult. Because I got to figure out which kind of subscriber are you? Were you the one that was rooting for me to be doxxed for your entertainment? Were you a part of that? Like, were you the one who like going from content creator to content creator to see if I'm going to respond to, or who I'm going to do this and who I'm going to do that? Like, are you one of those people? Or are you one of the people that are sticking around because you actually believe and you really do support, and you want to be a part of seeing us get to the other side of exposing the bullshit and getting to what's real? Like, it's wild because it's pretty much that kind of divide. And for those who are just getting here, welcome. Welcome to the Jaguar Wright Effect, whether you're in over on Kick, or you're part of the show, or you're here at our community. Welcome. I am Jaguar Wright. Co-host is our producer, Wolfgang Amadeus. You know what? We've been here for a little bit. How about we say hi and then start jumping in? What's
Hmm.
going on to our girl Myrna Sanchez? We have Barbara Martinez. Wrenchity wrench wrench wrench. We got Auntie Leah in the building. Who else is here? Mary A is here. Oh yes, Jag Nation. Jag Nation in the house. It's so funny. I also noticed that too when I was like watching that documentary. Maria, Maria, Maria. I'm sorry, West Side Story. Had to. Yvonne Wildridge is in the house. Hello, Tiana. What's going on? Thank you for the jewels. Appreciate you. Jaladas. Appreciate and salute. What's going on? We got Truth Seeker Jace over there holding it down in Kickland. Hey, the lovely one. Oh, fantastic. We got Veronica over there in Kickland. Our girl, Carla Turner. And yes, Carla, thank you for the suggestion. Appreciate you. Because I wanted to just really like just have this conversation and just talk about the interesting of it all. A Reed in the building. We got Oh, ACG. What it do? What it do? CB Bomb, what's going on? Salute from Toronto. Okay, Norkai, appreciate you. Thank you for stopping through. Who else do we have here? Who else do we have here? Oh, Stacy. Y'all know we always shout out our members, and we do suggest you become a member and stay a member. And guess what? If they take your membership away, we hope that you have the courage to do it again. But if not, if you find yourself having issues over on YouTube, feel free to become a member on Kick because we are over there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, who else do we have? Is there anyone else that we need to? Oh, we got our moderator Cat over there. Hey everyone, shout out to the Jaguar Wright Kick family indeed. Cat is over there moderating and kicking it. Appreciate you, darling. Okay, so and we got Archangel Michael in the building. Yes, get the likes up. You know, when I'm in StreamYard, I can't see where the likes are or what the likes are doing. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. We need y'all to like. We need y'all to like. All righty. I think that's enough acknowledgement for right now. Hold on a second. Wait. Oh, wait a minute. Brandon's in the building. What's up, Brandon? Cat got a new up the lovely radio show. Welcome. So yeah, salute to our family, salute to our members. Everybody welcome in. So yeah, are we not looking at the orchestrated nature of it all? Like there was one lineup this week that I saw happen content wise that I thought was very interesting and very telling. So how many of you guys saw the whole Roland Martin being exposed thing?
Oh God.
Just put a one in the chat if any of you saw that Roland Martin was on the chopping block for disrespect this week. Because it was really disrespectful, in my opinion. You saw a post but not a video? Okay. And I want to tell you guys something. I do not encourage you to invest any time or any energy into any of this. Because in all honesty, it's nothing but a ploy. It's a ploy and it's a scam to create engagement because the truth is people are running out of Nolan Wells content.
Yeah.
See, I'm about to put y'all up on game, which is part of the reason why they hate me so much. Because I really do be trying to ruin these people's bags. If they're going to ruin my money, then I might as well go on ahead and try to ruin theirs. If I can't earn an honest living as a content creator, then why should I let them earn a fraudulent one? So, here we go. Roland Martin, y'all know who he is. Everyone knows who he is.
Roly poly.
He is, I guess we could call him a political pundit, right?
Something like that.
That's what he does. He talks politics. He's been in journalism for a while. He's creating content. He has pretty lucrative platform base, I would say. And the one thing that I will be honest about, when I think of Roland Martin, the one thing that I'm not thinking about is him intimately, or even being curious about him and his intimacies. I'm not interested in knowing what he does with his wife, and I'm definitely not interested in knowing what he does with the people that he creep with on his wife. I know he's a half a hobbit. That I know.
Ain't he Haitian?
Part. I believe he's part Haitian.
Okay.
He's mostly
Yeah.
Ninja.
Yeah.
He's mostly ninja. He's a little piece of Haitian. And it's so interesting because, people were arguing about him being a tether. And they're like, is he really a tether if, like, everybody in his family is black except for one of his grandparents?
No, that doesn't make. No, I well, see, I don't even get into all that. These people that come with the whole the lineage and stuff. I get it, but like whatever. Got
So,
one parent that's Haitian. All right, okay.
I mean, the truth is we all got a bunch of mixed up stuff in us.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you go back far enough.
Yeah, I mean, that happens with anybody. I don't get it. I think that people just like looking for things to argue about and looking for things
True.
to talk crazy about. Oh, and by the way, if I see the numbers going down in the studio, I hope the reason why is because you're popping out so you can like and share and then come right back. So, like I was saying, Roland Martin, apparently now the streets are so like skimpy with content for people to make money off of and to exploit for AdSense dollars, that they've decided that we need to know that Roland Martin likes to be finger banged
Oh Lord.
in his booty ska.
Oh Lord.
I don't know why we need to know that.
I mean, we really don't.
Wait a minute, Dr. Jacko, you said you just saw me on the Blue Couch interview. It was a tough one for you. You're a strong soul. I'm a strong soul. Well, thank you, Dr. Jacko. I appreciate that. I hope it wasn't tough because you had a problem with what I was saying. I hope it was tough because I was pointing out some very real truths that a lot of people don't like to acknowledge or discuss. Um, like at the end of the day, I don't think it's journalism or content to expose every aspect of someone's intimacy and think that like, ooh, breaking news, he gets his ass broken into. Like I don't. Now it was a woman and she looked like half a midget her damn self. Actually, she looked like a whole midget. And people were, you know, what are you saying, Dr. Jacko? I'm sorry. He says, no, you were 100% right with everything in that interview. Well, I appreciate you seeing my point of view. Appreciate that. And for those who haven't seen it, feel free. Um, but I'm just trying to figure out when humiliation rituals became what's considered viral content. But the thing is the story isn't even viral. It doesn't even like really track, which is why they had a certain group of content creators pushing it. Like I was just saying about the content with those kids and how they were doing it. It starts in one place and then they metastasize and seed the story out to multiple content creators to make it a thing. So it's forced into your algorithms and they are able to get the views, which in turns hopefully encourages subscribership, which leads to ad revenue. So this week, Roland Martin was like a half a welfare check.
Hmm.
Now, when I heard about this, and just so you know, I want y'all to understand this. Just because I watch content or might be subscribed to a certain channel, it doesn't mean that I agree with it. It doesn't mean that I'm a fan of it. I listen to all different kinds of content, content that I disagree with, content that I do agree with. I like to hear all sides of different arguments and different conversations because it gives me a better view as to how, salute, thank you for the jewels. It gives me a better view on whether or not a story is being pushed for disinformation or whether or not there's a story trying to get a fighting chance to get real coverage. So I'm seeing this Roland Martin story happen on Poetic Flacco's channel. And let's be clear. I want to make this very clear. I am not a fan of Poetic Flacco at all. Most of the stuff that he does, I don't even agree with. I think, salute, thank you for the gems. Most of the stuff that I wasn't so sure. I knew he was coming from No Jumper, but I have a better understanding of the network he's involved in now. So apparently, whoever this side chick is reached out to Whack 100. King of disseminating all kinds of interesting, unruly, disgusting content on people. Like, I still don't even understand how an ex-con considers this like a worthy career. Pretty much being a chatty patty and worried about what happens in everybody's draws. Like, maybe we should talk about that one day.
Oh yeah.
What kind of grown ass man spends his whole life worrying about what's happening in everybody else's draws? And why do people come to you with this information constantly?
Hmm.
So, anyway, this girl or this woman, whatever she may be, who's, I mean, she a ratchet. Like, she a midget. She real small. You can tell, like, she got them short, them arms and the real oversized legs and the real oversized booty and all of that. And she's always half dressed, taking pictures of herself, taking pictures of her butt. Like, all of her pictures of are like from the back. Like, so anywho's in she goes to Whack 100. She's like, well, someone on her behalf, her representative. Like, how does this chick get a representative? I don't know. But she goes to Whack 100 and is like, yeah, I got video, I got images, I got this, I got that. She gives it to Whack 100. Whack 100 then shares it with Poetic Flacco, to which Poetic Flacco watches it, consumes it, and then tells everybody what he saw on it. He got into very big detail about the size of Mr. Martin's genitalia
Oh God.
and how it is what did he say? I didn't know God made the peepeeska that small. He literally said there has to be something wrong with him. It was the same thing with the diddler. But this is now like the fourth man I've heard him critique the size of his peepeeska. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, yo, Flacco, do you want to tell us something? Like, you know all about the size of Adam 22 Schlong because you were quick to let everybody know that he ain't got it packing like that to keep his his trick hoe wife away from that big black man and his big, you know, his work. Like like I'm not understanding. See, like who's interested in that? You know, who's interested in that? What makes that news?
Well, obviously that's not really him,
I
but
know it's not.
you know how the internet gets.
I know it's not because they said he was wearing a thong.
Those look like booty shorts.
Those look like that looks like Flacco's swimsuit. It's really a size 4. But my thing is, Flacco, do you got something to tell us? You know all about Adam 22 Schlong. You knew all about Diddy Schlong. Who else did you say you seen a peepiska? And now you sitting there telling us all about Roland Martin's peepiska. Like, I don't get it. Why are you so like infatuated with the size of other men's, stuffs? Meanwhile, I done seen how you fill out a pair of size X, what is it, triple XL basketball shorts. I done seen the way you fill them things out. No air. How am I supposed to breathe with no air? That's what your nuts be saying every time you put on them, them triple X basketball shorts. There's no room.
Oh
Like,
shit!
it makes me think of that Genuine. Is there any more room for me in those jeans? Like, there's no room
No,
there.
hell no, ain't no room.
There's no room. Triple X. Triple X. And tight. As tight as them drawers was in that picture that we just seen. Basketball shorts. My point is, what I do know about oversized men, usually when you got as much belly as you got, it sucks up all of your peepeeska. That's why, when men get the gut, it becomes a problem for them because it takes away from their size. So is it that you're obsessed with everybody else's peepeeska because you can't find yours anymore? And you want to have somebody to pick at? I don't know. But I don't understand straight men who spend a lot of time saying, "Oh, I'm just watching for work purposes." Whatever. What jobs you got?
I, the job. I can tell you the job. All right.
I don't know what you sitting around eyeing up everybody's schlong has to do with content creating. But I guess you needed to authenticate your insults. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, you made it very clear. And guess what he said? I don't know what to do with this content. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with that. So I had to call my auntie, Trasher. And then the next thing you know, he's sending it over to Trasher, Kibi. And then she just read an expose on it yesterday. So the Roland Martin story went from whack to flack to big back.
Hmm.
And then somewhere along the way, O'Shea Duke Jackson decided to jump in and share some of the content. He actually shared Flacco's video when just 2-3 weeks ago He was exposing him as a whole scam artist, turned him into content, made about a good 15 videos, and apparently has now taken them all down, made peace.
I thought they had beef.
Yeah, instead they just had a barbecue.
Hmm.
Somebody got cooked. I
Hmm.
guess a nigga apologizing. Anywho, I'm sitting here looking at how they filled the story out.
Okay.
See, it started with Whack 100, and then he disseminated the information, and then another content creator who's making his way to 500,000 subscribers shared it with somebody who has 1 million subscribers. And you know, the first thing that came to my mind when I started hearing about all of this traveling with Roland Martin's intimate stuff that was given to them by clearly a disgruntled lover? Revenge corn. Like, whoever this woman is to Roland Martin, I don't think she had his permission to share the videos of her thumbing his testes while she's popping them off in the back. I haven't seen it. That's what was described. That she was popping them off in the back and rubbing him, laying in between while he's spread out like Jiffy peanut butter, banging his head on the headboard. See, that's a story I would have passed on.
Who you telling?
But clearly that was right up Trash's alley because she is also another person that's highly invested in what's going on in people's draws. You know, it's so funny because so many people have talked about me. Oh, she always up in somebody's business. She in everybody business. She be snitching. She be doing this. She be doing that. Has anyone ever heard me share a story? Yes, I have spoken on people violating kids and, you know, people doing all kinds of strange stuff and people being sodomites and stuff like that. But you don't ever sit around hearing me take the time to say, hey, I got a video of such and such doing this and doing that. And this is what their this look like. And this is what their that look like. I've been heard years ago about Diddy's shortcomings. No one ever heard me talk about it. Not at all. Want to know why? I don't care. I just find it funny how nobody ever ever calls these people out for how weird they are, for all the stuff that they're interested in. Roland Martin is not a favorite of mine. I do not agree with a lot of the things that he say, but the idea of me trying to find a way to humiliate him for a couple bucks, hoping to create a viral story is crazy to me.
I mean, some of these people have no integrity. Now, there's just certain things where journalism doesn't really cross the line. Like, for instance, when again, I always talk about when I produced the documentary on the Madonna stalker.
Mhm.
Now, I had spoke to a bunch of UK journalists who, you know, I was trying to basically get some help with the story, and they were
Mhm.
willing to talk about this guy. But in the UK, I didn't know. They said it was a rule where it's like not a rule, but they just said, well, we'll talk all kind of shit about the British. Anybody who's a British citizen, they're gonna talk all type of shit. But they
Yeah.
said Americans, they really don't go in that hard, or they don't talk crap about Americans like that. I mean, I think they may have, talked about Madonna, you know, of course Michael Jackson, but they just have a rule where it's like they're not gonna go that deep. Some of these people who are over here now, especially quote unquote disseminating news and they're so-called journalists, they have no shame. They will talk about anything. And this to me is it's not news. Okay, well, okay, if you want to talk about him having what extramarital affairs, okay, I get that. But
Well, if you're talking about finding a way to expose his lack of credibility in some era or in some area, if you want to show that, he's hypocritical because he's making accusations about someone else, and meanwhile he's doing that. Like, that's the thing. You've never heard me expose anything just for the purpose of exposing it.
right,
If people are being pedestaled and being praised for their decency or their good character or good moral standing, and are running around like judging and pointing at other people, and I know that to be a lie, then I'm going to point it out and I'm going to be very candid about why. But you're not going to see me doing a 10-part series on, all of the stuff that they're doing and how they're doing it. That I don't find that interesting. I also don't find it news. Like, when people start getting down in the gutter, it's because they don't have anything else of merit to talk about. That's what I've learned. When people go that low, it's because they don't got nothing else to talk about. But back to my point, yes, and they do it all for a dollar. But back to my point, this woman, without Roland Martin's approval or consent, gave explicit, intimate footage to Whack 100 so that he would expose it.
right.
Then Whack 100 passed it off to Frederick Jalla.
Oh, Freaky Fred.
Then Frederick Jalla passed it off to Trasher Kibi. That's three people that got passed around to. And though they didn't post any of it up, even though I did hear that somebody was sharing, like, I think on Patreon or on websites, like him in a leopard thong,
Yeah,
it's still revenge corn, because all of you are admitting to have seen it and are openly talking about it. This is revenge corn,
yeah.
which is illegal. Her name is Shakola, by the way. Didn't I tell you it's some ghetto foolishness?
Now,
Shakola.
what kind of what your parents naming you Chicago? They got to explain why.
I
Why?
just want to know, why did old Two Fingers run it to Three Finger?
I know.
Like,
Three finger whack.
this is revenge corn. Whether or not anybody's going to call these people out on it, I am. It's revenge corn.
Hmm.
When you take intimate footage of someone, whether you're posting it up online or you're just sharing it from person to person to person so that they can talk about it, it's still revenge corn.
Yeah.
Trasha K got on her socials and lied and said that Roland Martin confirmed, when the truth is what Roland Martin and his team said was that he was being extorted, and that anybody who ran with that footage would be sued. But it's still revenge corn.
It is.
Still. And all of you are participating in it.
Correct.
That's the statute. Whether you post it up online or all of you are just disseminating it amongst yourselves and talking about it, it's still revenge corn. That's how bad content is. That's how tight it is on the content that y'all got to do that. It's wow. So yeah, I say all of that to say, ugh, for content. Once upon a time, I used to say everything is content, and it's true. Everything is content. I think that people meant that, I think they thought when I said that I was glorifying it or co-signing it in some way. No, I was acknowledging it. People will make anything content. Like that one-eyed freak sat
Uh-huh.
there and said that if you hear I've passed away, make sure you go to my funeral and get a picture of my corpse and put it online and go viral with it because it's content.
That's just the
That's how
nature. That's the nature of the environment where he's coming from. He's literally saying, you know, I mean, dead body, y'all vultures come get it, or have no shame. I mean, because there's some there's some stuff you just don't cross the line.
I wonder if Corey Holcomb knows that guy that he had on his show, Paperwork Party, is one of those people that'll do that, that will go to somebody's funeral with
oh
them
yeah,
ray sunglasses and take a picture of a corpse and put it up online.
paperwork explained it in the interview. He said it. He's like, yeah, I did that.
Oh, see, I didn't watch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did. Yeah, he explained it. He said, yeah, I did that for Angie Stone. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I have the footage of Prince. Well, let's just say I have access. I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to. I have access to the footage of when Prince was found
Unalive.
unalive in his mansion, and it's very questionable. I can talk about it later, but out of respect, just in general, because I got much respect and love and admiration for Prince, because dude was a genius. I would not ever post that. Like if I had it, I mean, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if anyone's because it's okay. So
It
in this,
did make it up online. It was online for about 48 hours, and
and then
then
they got rid of it. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
the estate came
Yeah.
after it, and they
Yeah.
had to take it down.
Okay.
But
Okay.
regardless of what, him in his most 333 in the room, him in his most vulnerable state, like,
That ain't cool.
thank you for the gift. Um, Yeah, not necessary. I wouldn't have wanted to see a picture of Michael Jackson. You
Yeah.
know, it was disgusting because when Malik B passed away,
Hmm.
the woman that was with him, she took pictures of his corpse and tried to sell them.
That's see. There's a special place in hell for people like that.
And there were people that were about to run with it, and I went online and I just screamed bloody murder. If I see any of that, like, you better hope I don't find you. Like, I never understood people, like, social media, um, there's no respect. There's just no respect, and people use and say everything, but the problem that I have is not what these demons will do for a dollar. It's the reality that there are people who wanna watch it. Because the truth is, if you want these people to stop doing the stuff that they're doing, it's real simple. Don't watch. Without engagement, without views, there's no ad revenue.
Right.
And they're going to only talk about the things that are going to make them money. If you stop paying attention to what they're doing, if you stop giving them a view, if you don't talk about it, if you don't share it, it dries up. I think the biggest problem that I have when it comes to Chucky White
Hmm.
is, oh, Charlie, Mr. Charlie. Um, the biggest problem that I have with him is that he knows how much people love trash. He knows it. Like, this ain't nothing but a snitch bitch who would do anything to stay out of lockup. The truth is, he gonna do whatever he gotta do to stay out on the street, because if they put him away, if he ever has to do time, I promise you, he's gonna be the biggest victim behind bars that anybody has ever seen. And he's probably gonna beg to be in PC, protective custody, forever.
Yeah, y'all. There's more of this coming soon. I feel I'm feeling inspired. Jack Quilla cussing him out. Yeah.
Cause see, I think I mean there's an idea coming, but and it's coming. I mean,
Well, do we want to get into
ooh,
do you want to get into the since you're talking about uh that unfortunate fella,
yeah,
you want to pivot and get into that? Okay.
absolutely. Stop sharing revenge corn for content. Moving right along.
They said they need a series.
Mm-hmm.
I could do it. We could I think the Adventures of Jack Quilla will be something that we could exercise and think about. But right now, number one on the docket when it comes to this uckery online, let's just say it. Um Snitch 9, yeah, I called him Snitch 9, and Mr. White, Chucky, they sat down
Oh,
for
mm-hmm.
yeah, they sat down for I guess a podcast. What is this called? One night. I wasn't too sure. I was looking for the remainder of this conversation that they were having, but this was a podcast that recently came out. I'm not sure when it was filmed, and it's Takashi 6ix9ine. It's Charleston White, and they're talking like They're talking about snitches and rats.
I'm
They're
sorry.
they're literally sitting here talking about snitching and ratting and who ratted on who and why a lot of dudes in the industry basically turn on each other. It's over females. So they specifically started talking about Quavo and Offset.
Mhm.
I know you're familiar with, that whole little situation, that conundrum, because
Yeah.
you were talking about it like you've been talking about it.
So they mad over Sweetie, but they not mad over Cardi? Because allegedly they all ran through that Dominican hoe.
Yeah. Well, I can pause it. You can tell me when to stop, but let's listen to a piece of the audio of what they're talking about, because I wanted to get your take on this. It's funny. It's like,
Sure.
how a rat gonna call somebody else out for ratting? It's mind boggling. But take a listen.
Offset
In my
slap.
opinion, I see a rat, I see a neutral rat. Look, two snitches and a snickerdoodle is what I say.
Was Sweetie. That's why the Migos fell out.
Is that real? Okay, once again.
Nah. Let me say this. Let me say this.
I ain't got nothing to do with
Right.
it.
So-
Charleston stepping out of this one too. I can already tell.
All right, so
Below
listen
my
to me.
pay grade.
So listen to me.
Below or above?
But people
Above.
gonna try to joke about it and the Vader thing. Those are rats. The game is full of rats. If you sleep with your homie girl, that's rat material.
Disloyal.
Wait,
You're
can I-
telling
Hold
me.
on.
Okay.
No, because
But I'm
when you
curious,
say
why is it so
No,
popular?
Steiny,
Well, all these niggas see
I
what
got
you say.
somebody
Well.
on my girl.
Steiny.
Well, people can hit on my girl too.
Steiny,
Even my
but-
homies.
Steiny, but listen to me.
All right.
When you join the streets, right? You sign up for loyalty, right?
Yeah.
All these street dudes got loyalty tatted. All these street dudes got integrity, principles, right? If that's your homie, why you sleep with his girl? Right?
Oh.
So people gonna
And
be like,
fuck
yo,
all y'all
people,
trying to hit on my girl straight up. I'm not going on my rant. Then how you hitting me right now?
People will make a joke. People will try to dis. These are facts, right? Charleston, when people go to jail, what happened? These people
Nigga,
named
nigga try to fuck
jail.
your bitch.
Why the Migos split? Why was Takeoff and Quavo riding around Dolly for so long? What did Offset do so harmful to not be part of Migos? They still not together till now, and they already lost Takeoff.
Okay. All right.
I done
I'm sorry. It's like poison being just waterboarded in my ears.
I hear you, because to me,
It's
I'm just
ridiculous.
exactly. It's more than
It's
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's everybody knows Rainbow Bright ain't nothing but a snitch. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows Rainbow Snitching Bright. You know, I'm starting to. Wasn't it Nicki Minaj that did a song with him and helped like put him on the block?
No,
Wasn't that when he really like took off? No pun intended in the United States.
Treyway.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
He was over there in Russia. Sipping on white Russians. And look, nobody goes to jail as many times as he goes to jail and gets out as quickly as he gets out, other than Charleston White.
Now, the Diddy bitch. I know you're not talking.
Like, I'm just trying to understand. The both of them get locked up.
Mm-hmm.
on numerous occasions for all kinds of heinous things. And then the next thing you know, within 24 to 72 hours, they back out on the street again like nothing happened. And guess what? The second that they get out, first thing they are is online talking shit about someone.
Yeah.
How is it not obvious what they are?
You know what, Jag? Like I was telling you before, I'm West Coast. I'm gonna talk about West Coast artists, but did you hear me jump out of the window to talk about the YG situation? No, simply because I already knew something was up with that. I'm like, what? Uh-huh.
I didn't hear you jump out of the window to talk about the Big U situation, like some fat boys who fill out triple X basketball shorts do.
So
And you actually have more right to talk about it than him. Because, like Glasses Malone said, the only reason he's got enough cachet to talk about gang relations and commentary is because they let him sit with them.
they allow him, yes. And
They validated him and his conversation. You actually grew up
right
in the
there.
neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. No cap, no lying. And shout out to Glasses. Glasses had to hit my line a couple of times. Well, once really, because I was dealing with an artist. That's a whole nother conversation. But Glasses is like, you could just say the ambassador, mayor of Watts. Shout out to him. And dude ain't got no reason to lie. So
No,
what
he
he's saying is
doesn't.
what he's
Which
saying
is
is very
why
interesting.
which is why I don't understand why he ain't calling him out for being what he is. Because somebody is intelligent and is tapped in as Glasses Malone should know that Frederick Jolly ain't nothing but a snitch bitch. But then again, they was sitting over there at No Jumper.
The No Jumpers headquarters. Now, let's call it that. Just like six, but back to what you were saying about Snitch Nine, Charleston. This reminds me of when Adam and Vlad sat down last year and they were given their, remember that dossier that remember I was like literally Vlad was speaking to Adam 2016, like, hey man, I wouldn't be around these gang members, because he was breaking down a whole little situation about what happened to him and him having beef with Whack 100 or it was a Big U. But either way, someone approached him and said, hey, if you want this handled, I got you. And he was like, nah, I'm a man, I can handle my own stuff. And respectfully, whatever, that's what it is. But I think he was low-key telling Adam, because I knew at the time that Adam had a bunch of them 40 Crips up there protecting them. And people don't, that's kind of like some hood stuff people don't talk about. And I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I can talk about this guy. I've seen him go from the space he had in downtown to the space that he had in Melrose or whatever, blah, 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 and what his platform has become. Now, it's basically like in my opinion, like snitch headquarters, if you ask me. So who comes out of No Jumper, this Freaky Fred guy? Okay, but this situation with 6ix9ine, Charleston White, both talking about snitches. First off, everybody know what happened with the Treyway situation,
Yeah.
6ix9ine, all that. Like it's like he was sent in to take them brothers down.
Yeah.
And then a situation
Just like Chucky running down to Houston,
yep,
trying to put a case on Jay Prince and mob ties, as if anybody actually believes it. And let's just be clear, if that actually happened and he had he was eyewitness, not eyes witness, but eyewitness.
Now, hold on one goddamn minute. I am the eyewitness. Don't be talking about me.
Eyewitness.
You the Diddy Blitch.
See, I'm glad I know what a glass eye look like because I promise you, if me and him ever got into it, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna hit him in that good eye. So I got a couple of seconds to get some good work in before he starts screaming.
But look, this seems like perfect timing for him to sit down and do all this talking about other people's relationships and this and that, when we know recently there's been some accusations between someone coming out against a family member of his, right?
Hmm. His little cousin, who he said he didn't know, but his mama sat with Trans Rena and said they do know that little girl and that little girl did live in the house and that they were helping the family out. So you're a liar.
And you're a weirdo. You're a weirdo.
OG Mudda, OG Mudda, and the other guy from Fort Worth in his podcast, they were recently just kicking up noise again for his little cousin, and they were able to show the paperwork that you know, for whatever reason, the police didn't handle up on him. But then again, this was after when he turned on his friend Dewberry
Mm-hmm.
and sent Dewberry to prison
Mm-hmm.
while he pretty much walked away. Did some time at a halfway house and then came home and wanted to play doctor with his 11-year-old little cousin when he was almost 20 years old,
Wow.
is what she's alleging. I just find it funny how the second that started kicking up, all of a sudden he's online at a hotel in Houston talking about somebody tried to take his life.
He's been trying to wipe the stench of these chomo accusations off with anything. He's jumping in, man.
But the
I
police, see, that's the issue that I have.
uh-huh.
Why aren't we getting to the bottom of why the police didn't put more time into this case?
Yeah.
And why this young woman was forced to walk away without there being any justice for what happened to her as a child.
Yeah.
See, these are the kind of things that happen. These are the kind of breaks that confidential informants get. You know, like 6ix9ine being over there at MCP with Diddy when Diddy was locked up before his trial, talking to Diddy, getting on the phone, putting Diddy on the phone with people and making phone calls and doing all of this and doing all of that. And then all of a sudden he back out on the streets again. Like it's strange why nobody questions any of this. But as far as them bringing up the Migos and talking about the Migos, like, please stop. Like, who cares? Who cares why they don't get along no more? And it ain't over no women. It's over money. That's the problem. It's over money. Quavo and Takeoff, they wanted Offset to come back so that they could make more money. Once they realized he wasn't, that's when they fought to get out of the contract so that they could go off and do their own thing and be able to make some money. Don't forget, they had just put out a project right before Takeoff passed away. Don't nobody talk about that project though.
And it was good. It was good. I remember it. And I can't listen to it because it's right before he passed. It was a pretty good project.
It came out and
then he got taken out.
It was definitely better than Offset's.
Mm-hmm.
But see, they needed him because he was the celebrity in their little crew.
He was the Mike
And
Jackson.
he was married. Yeah, but not as talented.
Right.
Not as talented. Let's call him the usher.
Okay.
It looks like it, but it really ain't like it. And the proximity to Cardi.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's interesting when people spend their time creating these false and these fake narratives to try to convince people that things are something different than what they actually are. Don't nobody want to hear y'all talk about nobody relationships. I don't even understand why anybody listens to anything that they have to say, because they're both known and proven liars. Like, I'm still trying to understand, how did Charleston become qualified to talk about anything that happens in hip hop culture? In what world? Where is his proximity or his adjacency to hip hop?
I mean, I have my theories, just like I talked about that big homie guy, and these people that just come out of nowhere to be known for, like the Charleston guy. Like, okay, so he's supposed to be a comedian, right? No comedy special, no real track record of being like in the comedy.
He's so rich. He don't need. I've never seen a Charleston White comedy DVD. I've never seen YouTube feature any of his comedy shows. In my opinion, he's just as much a comedian as Vlad is a DJ. But see, this is what they do with plants. They give you a title.
Yep.
They give you a position to give you an excuse to be welcomed into certain spaces. In the music world, they give you an album. They give you a hit single. They give you a music video. Then they give you a commercial. And now all of a sudden you're the biggest thing in the world. And now you have a reason to be there. Now they have a reason to promote you. Like, it's kind of pathetic, but on to the next.
It's part of the game. It is.
On to the next. Like, it's all a part of the bullshit game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is.
God help you.
It's a bullshit game.
God help anybody that pays attention to anything that those weirdos have to say, because you are being misled and lied to. And I put that on everything.
Speaking of being misled and lied to.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, I threw this up first because I was just like, this is Mr. Stephen Favors, or AKA Sydney Favors, with a picture of him with Nicki Minaj. She
always co-signing some deviant weirdo trash. Like,
she didn't catch as much slack as Chingy did, but I digress. But everybody knows what's been going on with this situation with Sydney Starr, who was on, what was the show on Zeus that she was known for?
Baddies.
Baddies. And yeah, there's been a whole bunch of salacious stuff. Now, I didn't do this. Somebody did this, and I said, this is wrong. They were like, they put this up as an article, like Sydney Starr has been arrested, like the before and after, like this is her on the red carpet. No, I didn't do this. Someone did this.
That neck got thick.
Well, obviously the picture on the left is not her, right? but the picture,
Do you
the
know who that
mugshot,
is?
that looks like Eve. That's what I was about to ask you. Is that Eve?
I don't think so.
Who is that?
I don't think that's Evelyn.
Oh, okay, but
It kind of looks like Cynthia Bailey.
oh, it does. See, that's sad. That is sad. They see
See, it wasn't just me
some
that thought that.
see black women, y'all got to start looking natural, because if you let Mr. Favors, that's what he looks like in his natural state with the mugshot right there. Um, but I digress. I'm not taking shots. I'm just, hey, look, karma's a beast, y'all. That's all I gotta say. But if you don't know, Sydney Starr has been arrested.
You thought it was
I
Tammy Roman. Mm.
Tammy looks more feminine than
I mean,
I
have you
think
seen
I'm Big
Tammy?
Beach.
Have you seen Tammy lately? Tammy is looking hard. Like she's ever since
I
I
mean,
don't know what kind of sickness she had, because she had gotten very, very, very thin.
well, she has some type of like body dysmorphia type of thing where
Something.
she's slim already, but she thinks she's fat. I think that's what she has, like some type of, yeah, that's what I'm told. But no, I haven't seen her lately. But if she is, that's kind of,
No, it's just I don't know. To me, like women are spending too much time wearing like too much makeup. Like you can't tell the difference between the transgenders and between the women anymore.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Just be
Tammy
natural.
has diabetes. I'm not sure. I maybe she does. I don't want to speak on her. I know she looks very, very, very thin, and she doesn't look well. She just, in my opinion,
Well,
she doesn't look well.
prayers to her. But no, when our sisters just gotta, they're not even just black women, white women too, because white women are looking like the Kardashians and
They
getting
looking
all
rough.
looking for
They looking
fillers,
rough.
getting all them fillers. Just be natural. Love your natural self. I showed you that picture of little Kim earlier this week, and everyone was tripping. Like, yo,
I remember what she used to look like.
she was, I don't care. She was gorgeous. That
Well,
first, like, she was gorgeous. But
I
just
don't
leave
know if I would call her
natural.
gorgeous, but she was definitely a pretty girl. She wasn't an ugly girl.
Jag, that's the natural hood beauty. Like, she was
I
gorgeous.
guess.
She was.
I'm just not putting no dubs on it. I mean,
I'm
you a
not.
man, so you can feel how you
I'm.
want to feel.
I'm not
Girl
putting extras on it
standards,
either.
girl standards. She was a pretty girl. I always thought she was a pretty girl. I never thought she was ugly.
Okay, we could talk about, but Little Kim looked better to me than Foxy did, but I digress. Prettier
Well,
than me. Yeah.
see, that's the thing. I don't think, in my opinion, neither one of them. I think Kim was better looking. In my opinion, I thought she was prettier than Mary J. Blige.
Yeah. 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 She was.
In my opinion,
She
I
was.
thought she was.
She was.
But she didn't see herself that way.
I know that's the unfortunate thing. It's funny you just mentioned Tammy. Tammy didn't see herself as thin, but she was very slim. But she's like, "Oh, I look fat." No, no, you're fine. I'd been like, "No, you're fine." You got to have people around you that are just going to keep it 100
Not
with you.
not when it comes to the industry. When it comes to the industry, their whole job is, I think, in my opinion, and y'all need to understand this, when it comes to Foxy Brown, when it comes to Inga Marshon, I know her real personality. So whatever she looks like on the outside,
Hmm,
that's not what I see when I see her.
gotcha.
I see who she is. I see what she is, and I know I know what she done. So like, ugh, like just as a person, she ugh
No, no, no.
to
I hear you.
me.
I hear you. You could have someone who
Was
is
she sexy? Definitely. Was she sexy? Do I think she was prettier than Eve? No, I don't.
No, no.
I
Why?
think that I think for in that era as a dark skinned girl, I think she was def doing it. But I just know what she is. So it's just like, ugh.
Now
Ugh.
if you
Especially when
know,
you hear about when you know about her body count history and all of the people that she sent to the clinic and
ooh,
all of the people that had to get shots in their ass fucking around with her, there's no amount of beauty in the world
well,
that can make that look cute.
I again, I never was a fan of the Il Nana.
That's the
Um,
problem. That's the problem. She was telling people the truth.
well, you got to tell the truth. You got to tell everybody you got the Il Nana.
I remember every time Ricky talking about how she used to burn him.
Ooh,
And
okay.
I'm like, why you still having unprotected with
Ja-
her?
Jag, you know how far off we've gone from the topic?
And he be like, I was drunk.
Never mind. Okay.
And I'm not saying allegedly because I seen the nigga's paperwork from the doctor.
Okay. Are we gonna get back
And
on
he
track?
told me how upset
Okay,
he
go
was that
ahead.
he had to get
Go
shots
ahead.
in the ass.
You got it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. What? Where are you going? I'm done. Let's get back to it.
Yeah,
My bad.
we gotta produce something. You're sitting over here going in on oh, hold on. Um
Look,
okay.
I didn't bring up Ingemar Shine. Now, anyway,
I didn't either. I didn't bring her up like that. I
like I
literally
was
just
saying,
said
he
she.
was talking about Kim
Yeah,
and
go. No, that's what. Look, they were like, let her cook. I said exactly. That's why I just stepped off because if you want to go there. It's all good.
ain't nowhere to go. I've been there. I was
You did a
there.
whole podcast. Y'all got to go check out the podcast where you went in on the whole story, and it was shocking to me. Like,
Yeah.
damn.
Check out the Jaguar Wright Uncensored podcast when I talk about Ingemar Shine,
Yeah.
the incubus
Mhm.
of viral vaginal plague. Now,
Okay, so
back to this individual,
Sydney Starr,
Sydney
aka
Starr.
Stephen Favors.
Steven, listen to me. Steven ain't doing nobody no favors.
We trying to do some favors, but that's a whole
That's
nother conversation. And again, oh, wrong one. Did I add that? They are wrong for this because I said that's Eve or that looked like Eve, but now someone's saying that's probably Cynthia Bailey. They literally made it like you got to understand when media is clowning us. They're clowning black women right now. So the young lady on the left is supposed to be the Sydney Starr person who's the mugshot right there. She looks like Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Um, they the media is not only having a field day with the story, but they're also taking shots. They're clowning. But the reality is this is a sad situation because Sydney Starr was arrested. This happened August 2nd after officers responded to an alleged sexual assault involving a juvenile at an embassy suite in Georgia. So the charges are aggravated child
that's the
molest,
actual.
actual battery against someone under 1'6".
Mm-hmm.
Um, y'all know that place Sodom and Gomorrah, that part. Yeah, so those three charges right there, those are some heavy charges. She faces up to 25 years to life. So I have here the warrants. The warrants, the alleged, it says she or he performed sexual acts involving a juvenile. It further states that after receiving Miranda rights, Favors allegedly acknowledged performing the the oral stuff and claimed the encounter wasn't consensual. So that's an
A
allegation
child can't
recorded in the
consent.
warrant. Right. But listen, that's the allegation recorded in the warrant. It's not conviction. But a minor, yeah, can't not be capable of consenting under applicable child S offense laws. So it wasn't consensual. And that's the problem I got. These people are weirdos. These people are weirdos. But she
See,
made a statement. She made a statement. Let me finish with the statement because I wanted to get what your take on this. She said she denied the allegations. She said she intends to defend herself through the legal process and emphasized that accusations should not be treated as established facts. And her mom also described the accusations as out of character. So she should go
this
back to
individual,
court on the 25th of August. Go ahead. Go ahead.
this individual admitted to doing what they did,
Allegedly.
allegedly, but it's written down in the warrant.
That's what it said. That's why I pulled it up.
Like, and salute, thank you for the gift. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, it's in the warrant that this person admitted to doing it. The mother is saying that this person, it's out of character for this person. Okay, you're the mom. What else are you gonna say? Oh yeah, my baby a whole pervert. My baby love gobbling up on some children.
Mm.
Like, why would you admit it? Why would you say that? Why would you agree to it? And even if you don't know the character of your child, 9 times out of 10, your child lied to you, and you're going to want to believe your child, because who would want to believe that their child is capable of doing stuff like that?
I
So,
wonder.
as far as what the mama got to say, I don't want to hear nothing about what the mama got to say. It
I,
means nothing to me.
I wonder where the father is, because I'm gonna tell y'all
Probably
one.
gone. Probably long gone.
That's what I was about to say. Look, they say mothers make the child feel better, and fathers make the child better. So if there was a father in this person's life, I'm sure there would be, yeah, I don't know, just ugh. And then the kids, yeah, like y'all said, protect the kids, man. Protect the kids.
Let's start with first things first. This person has a background with being duplicitous, being conniving, being calculating, and being treacherous. What Sydney Star or Sydney Favors did to Chingy and
Yeah,
then admitted to
yeah,
later.
yeah,
You take a picture with someone, then you intentionally lie to ruin their character, to mischaracter them, knowing that it's not true. And then you took the hype from that moment to build yourself up in the celebrity world.
mm,
This doesn't sound like a person with morals. This doesn't sound like a person who cares about other people. This doesn't sound like a person who's decent in any way, shape, or form. This
very
sounds like a
immoral.
person, yeah, this sounds like a person is willing to do anything and to do whatever they want to do, however they see fit. I- Like I said before, the LGBTQIA plus community has too many weirdos hiding behind that rainbow flag and those letters. Too many. Meanwhile, you got Saucy Santana shaking and jiggling with Lizzo in a trending short, when just last week it was posted up that that weirdo talking about kids want to f me.
Mm.
Like, we're letting all of this slide. And then even having conversations, because I recently had a conversation with a young man who at one point in time was living as transgender and then transitioned back because they regretted it. And as we were talking, they were just talking about how they don't tell anybody that most people who do the transition want to transition back. And, you know, I'm sitting there speaking with them and they're just talking with me candidly. And this person is letting me know that they're seeing a lot of demon time at the parades, at these LGBTQIA plus events, people dressing up as demons and devils and carrying on, and how it's making them want to get away from the community because there seems to be a demonic agenda that's hiding just behind that flag. So to have a conversation with a young person from the community saying that this is the kind of stuff going on, to hear Saucy Santana talking about kids want to be intimate with me in a very, very, very grotesque manner, and then to hear this story, it's got me wondering, like, what's really going on? What are they doing? What's the underground message? And I've been saying this. Not everybody who's rocking those letters and who's living that lifestyle is true to that lifestyle. Because I'm going to tell you something that I know right now. A true trans, because I've been around them, had one live in my home. And that person was always a person to me. That person, I treated them like family. Still do. Will always regard that person in that way. And what I will say about them is this. You don't hurt children. You don't lie. You don't trick people. Like, none of that behavior was allowed around me. Nor did they want to behave in that way. They had responsible adult relationships. They never lied about who they were. They never lied about their age. Like, I don't know these trans people who do all of this wild stuff, that got all of this wild stuff going on. And to me, it's stories like this that condemn the rest of the community. But the truth is most trans are so used to being victimized, the last thing they're interested in doing is doing it to someone else. Like, you remember when I was talking to you about the whole Silence of the Lambs and how Buffalo Bill was, you know, for those of you who know, the villain, the serial unaliver in that film, was masquerading as transgender. But they kept getting denied the reassignment surgery because they couldn't pass the psych eval. And even in that, they were talking about how docile in nature trans people are, how non-confrontational, and they don't go out of their way to victimize people and stuff like that. Like, that's not your typical makeup for someone who identifies as that. So when you start seeing all of this crazy stuff going on, in my opinion, there is a difference between trans and then people who cosplay as trans. Hateful, disruptive people they do an injustice to other people who live that way. It's just kind of sad, it's kind of disgusting to me, and I don't think people are paying attention to the fact that the industry harbors a lot of these weirdos and pushes them out into society to push these evil agendas. But this man in makeup, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't care what Darius McCray paid for it. This man in makeup deserves to go to jail, and I hope you burn in hell. Like, for real, I'm Samuel L. Jackson in the time to unalive. Yes, you deserve to die, and I hope you burn in hell. Like, that's how I feel about this situation. And I understand that the accusations is all alleged, and I understand that this person has been released on bond, and all I'm going to tell you, like old boy said, hide your wife and watch your kids, because they doing stuff out here.
So, Stephen was released on bond?
That's what I heard. Was released on bond.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because on the warrant it says no bond indicated, but
yeah, they probably they probably they let their people move around.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Let's just be honest. There are so many harmful and disruptive people that get all kinds of favor. Meanwhile, decent people get all kinds of hell.
Yeah. There's no justice in this unjust system, for real. That's what it is.
They like to disrupt. Like, and I'm looking at that, and what I'm really not liking is that we're seeing a lot of this with people of color. They're making sure that those stories make it to the front of the line. They're making sure that they're predominant in the algorithms. They're making sure of it because they want people to look at us like we're animals.
Yep, like we're subhuman.
So that people don't feel bad when somebody ends up hanging from a tree or missing from a boat trip. Like, it's it's just, look, I know Philly is on some crazy right now. I know, like, all I can do is pray. But when I left 10 years ago and said I wasn't coming back, it was because I knew this is where it was headed. The question is there any place in this country that's really safe anymore?
I think everywhere we go, we're headed to second world. We're already pretty much second world class country. Like, first world, no, we're not a first world country anymore.
And we're not a compassionate society.
Not at all.
Not in any way, shape, or form. We are not a compassionate society. So
the Bible says, love thy neighbor, and that doesn't happen.
I mean, you can love your neighbor, but the question is, will your neighbor love you back?
You gotta love that mother from a distance.
Like, I keep my love. I reserve my love for those who, yeah. Like,
you can love your neighbor, but don't love them as much as you love your own family.
I'm going to tell you something right now. There are people out here that are looking for nothing more than making you a victim these days. Be careful.
And that's the problem.
Be careful.
I think back in the day, we had a lot more people who were just good-hearted and were not infected with um this demon, I would just say, of lack, because that's really what it really boils down to. If
Thank the
you
industry for that. Thank the
what
industry for that, for normalizing every nasty human characteristic. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, I'll be sorry. You right. We can blame the industry, because in the movies and in the songs, it's not, talking about being a good person. It's not talking about, caring. That's corny.
Love is corny.
Hmm.
Being decent, you a sucker. Like Cardi B got a new single or something, and I heard it on the radio while you know out traveling, and just it's called Aha. It's the
Hmm.
stupidest thing ever.
Hmm.
It really is the stupidest thing ever. But the whole song is just it's not about anything decent. It's not about anything good. And I'm like, do these people have anything else to talk about other than capitalism, sadism, masochism, and hatred
No.
and gluttony? Like it's just sad the world we're living in. And it was so funny because earlier today I heard somebody playing Frankie Beverly and Maze, and I'm just like, it's nice to still hear that music being played, but in 25 years from now, what will people be playing? Will they be playing Frankie Beverly and Maze? Will they be playing the Isley Brothers? Will they be playing,
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
like it was, I don't know, to me it was kind of odd. Like I for so many years it's been that I've really like been retreating away from, you know, socializing in large groups and stuff like that. But the one thing that I always used to like was, hanging out with our friends, and we would play music and have a good time and make food and stuff like that. And I remember when I was younger, you heard a certain kind of music, but as the crowd that I hung with changed, so did the music. And like I miss going to a little house gathering and hearing people play jazz.
Yeah.
Like I remember, we would be hanging out and we would go, and the next thing you know, somebody throw on some Coltrane.
But Jag, do you know the science behind that? Bobby Hemmett talks about it, the good master teacher.
Mhm.
And I think Dr. Phil Valentine talked about it too, but I definitely believe Bobby Hemmett would speak on it in regards to, number one, we were playing stuff off of analog vinyl. I remember.
Mhm.
I remember exactly what you're saying. And of course, the radio was there, whatever. Maybe somebody had a tape or an 8-track, but mainly it would be vinyl. And when that diamond hits the wax, that transmutation is something magical, and the feel, the natural sound, because I mean, it's sound transmitted from a needle to a plate, and it vibrates, and that's how we get the record to play, and you hear it. And they were like, I think Bobby Hemmett was breaking it down like, back in the day we would go to work Monday through Friday, put in that grueling work task, and on the weekend you had your gatherings, you have your drinks, and then you would play records, and it was healing. Number one, we're communal people anyway, so we like to get together, but it was also like a form of healing because we were listening to natural sound, natural vibration, and you're conversing with people and you're dancing and you're having a good time. It was a healing process. We
To
don't
not
have that
hear
anymore.
Stevie Wonder at a black house party to me is weird.
Oh no, no.
Um
Stevie's gonna be in everybody's playlist. Yeah.
Okay, well then let's be clear. Let me tell you what I didn't hear at a function that I just went to. I'm gonna tell you, there were a couple of things. I just got to get this out of my system. There were a couple of things that I thought I would have heard in the age bracket that I was in that I didn't hear at all. No Zap and Roger.
Uh-huh.
None.
And that's an
No,
abomination, especially being on the West Coast, even though they're from Ohio.
no Bootsy Collins.
Mm-hmm.
No Shirley Murdoch.
Jag, you gotta look. You were not around, and these people were maybe what 50, someone maybe close to 60. So look, the let me
I
just
couldn't believe that I didn't hear more bounce to the ounce.
let me
Not once.
what's the song? Hold on.
No
Go ahead.
NWA. No Master Ace in the INC. No. I was surprised that there were just certain things that I didn't even hear the Chronic. I, I was just surprised.
Do you remember that song? Tear It Down by Blue Magic.
Yeah.
So when I was coming up, that song, shout out to Jaguar, he sampled that on his joint that he had called Focus Daily, an album he called Focus Daily. And it was a sleeper kind of song. It wasn't like the one that they promoted, but it was a dope song. And I was like, this sample is hard. One day I'm kicking it with, family. Uncle Rusty played that song, Tear It Down by Blue Magic. And I'm like, that sample sounds familiar. So it came out in 74. This is when he was like my age at the time when it came out. And then it's like, it just 25 years later, resurgence, boom, Defari sampled it. And I was like, yo, that song is dope. And he's like, yeah, that's Blue Magic. And I'm gonna see. So we used to do that. Like of course you hear a sample and then it's like, you don't realize. That's why I just sent you the one joint where I was like, yo, this is where they sampled. Cause I thought Takita was who they sampled for Triumph. But then you're like, no, they can't be. It's they Wu-Tang sampled these. And I heard it today. I was like, oh, Jag was right. And I sent it to you. Like, we're losing that aspect as far as like our community. We used to be able to like tie in even hip hop.
That's it.
The samples. We would be like, damn, somebody sampled it. Like, okay.
What a house party is gonna sound like 25 years from now.
It's gonna be more and more watered down. It's gonna be all AI.
Because the thing, do you want to know what I heard? I heard pop culture. The pop culture playlist.
It's whack. Yeah, it's fucking whack.
And it's just like,
and again, Jag, it's not going back to what I was saying, what we originally used to do, put on those 33s of them 45s, right? We used to put them records on. We didn't do a curated digital list and the music sounds thin. We didn't do that.
It is what it is. But you know what I'm gonna say? When it comes time to start socializing again in a space that I can curate, I'm gonna show motherfuckers what a playlist sounds like.
You see, I got my vinyl. I ain't got all my records because I was like, where's my Whitney? There's a lot of little records that I don't have anymore, but I still have my vinyl player, and I don't think I'll ever go without that. That's just, we young, but we still old enough to remember. Like, I think everybody needs to have a vinyl player.
Oh, maybe that should be my retirement plan. Maybe I should become a DJ.
That would be dope. I can see that. You'll be a good one too. I think you'll be a good one for real. If Questlove could pull it off. And I know your taste is way better. No, I saw. Look, I had a different appreciation of Quest when I saw him in. This had to have been
No, he
2013.
understands music. He absolutely understands music. Can't nobody take that away
Yeah.
from Amir. But I mean, him being a sycophant, a
Uh,
cultural sycophant, is what made him a decent DJ.
Okay.
So it's yeah, like that's that. I mean, for whatever reason people, dive into sound and dive into music and dive into art, you know, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever it is, but I'm watching just history. I'm watching culture be erased, and I'm watching the culture and the history be replaced with a bunch of deviant, degenerate, whack shit.
Yeah.
And it's just letting me know that they're killing what's left of the heart
Mm-hmm.
so that they can have complete control of the mind.
There you go.
And yeah, man. It's so funny. Don Lemon says on his show, his tagline is "Turn the TV off." And I need to create my own tagline and say, "Turn the internet off."
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you next time, but turn the internet off. Like,
Yeah.
it's wild, but it is what it is. Was there anything else on the menu?
If you want to get into this topic, or maybe I can tease it and we can get into it later. Well, number
Or
one, y'all, I think well, it's up to you if you want to keep going, but just letting y'all know I've been on my ish when it comes to producing, and we are gonna really take off this Jaguar Wright show. Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys are already here. Jaguar Wright effect. It's gonna stay here. We're gonna keep doing this format the way we're gonna do it, but the Jaguar Wright show is gonna be something different. And I'm gonna wait until it's time to really just push it. But I say that to say I'm gonna have like a segment where maybe we'll tease it over here and then we'll invite y'all over there to kind of call in, or let's get y'all take on this, because outside of what the media talks about, I just have certain questions. I'll have certain conversations with Miss Jaguar Wright, and we will go back and forth about topics. Here's one that I said, let me kind of touch up on. And this, I'm just blocking it because I didn't want to, this was on Facebook and I didn't want to like dox nobody for the most part. But someone wrote this: could you attend a church that has a openly gay pastor? So they said, my pastor is fine. During today's church service, I felt like he was speaking directly to me. However, there's one issue. I'm a man and he's married. Despite that, he gives off a certain vibe. He once complimented my cologne and even noticed my pants. It seemed like he was checking me out. He's part of a bisexual Facebook group, and his old college profile, when I asked him about it, he claimed his page was hacked and he no longer had access to it. I'm not convinced, since he occasionally likes photos. Once I even saw him at the nail salon getting clear polish. There are definitely some signs there, but I don't want to jump to conclusions. I'm afraid that if it comes out about his sexuality, that I'm going to lose members, or he's going to lose members. Could you attend a church that has an openly gay pastor? So, loose members. Cat. See, that's why I put the post up, because I didn't want to. But that is a good question, and I figured, either the conversation could be started here, and Maybe we could take it to the other platforms because we're gonna format this whole little situation differently. Just know that. But I don't know. I said, I think some people would be interested in maybe talking about it, but I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think there's three different ways to look at it. Even though I'm not into like a lot of these secular religious practices, um, and I honestly think that religion is a trick bag at best. We shouldn't be focused on the intimate relations and the orientation of our religious leaders. Matter of fact, it shouldn't even come into play. It shouldn't even be in our minds, as far as I'm concerned, because that should have nothing to do with the spiritual alignment that's supposed to be being created in that fellowship. That's first things first. So, like having religious leaders that aren't allowed to get married and stuff like that, um, to a certain extent, that kills questions like that. As many hummus actuals that we have in church as it is on the down low, even the pastors that have wives that we all know are doing whatever they doing with the deacons and the elders, or out on their missionary missions down in the belly of the beast of the city, where they saying that they coming there to do missionary work to save souls, but they was just in the theater with everybody else with their collar off. Like,
They doing missionary work and they doing doggy style work. I'm sorry. Go
you know
ahead.
what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, it's, to me, this is a hot button conversation. And I hear what he's saying. But my thing is whoever you are, you already calling him out. Because anybody who knows you and knows you go to church, they gonna know exactly who you talking about. So you low key being messy because this is a public post. Like, this is exposing your minister without exposing your minister, but exposing your minister. It's extremely messy. My thing is, Yeshua said when he went to the synagogue that my Father's house is meant to be a place of worship and fellowship for all people. That's what he said. To take him at his word is to say that everyone should be included. But I don't think when he said that he meant, oh, and by the way, let's hear all about your intimate personal business too. And like, in my opinion, this shouldn't be a question. It shouldn't be a question because we shouldn't be worried about the intimate relations of our pastor in the first place, whether he's straight or gay, whether he has a spouse or not. It should not be involved. Like, it shouldn't even be in our minds. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like people who try to say that little children are of this orientation or that orientation. Like, that shouldn't even be on our minds. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Am I
Yeah.
making
No,
sense?
no, you're making sense.
Like, it shouldn't be a conversation. I don't want to know what my pastor's intimate life is like at all, straight or gay. I don't want to know. I don't want to have images in my mind of you having your partner, whether female or male, bent over, and you're my religious leader. Like, I don't want to know about that. Why should that even be a conversation? More importantly, let me dig in the backside of this person for a second.
Oh, God.
How do we know you're not projecting? You know, there are some guys out there who are on the down low, because this guy sounds like he's on the down low a little bit. And there are some guys out there that just want to make everybody gay. Like, I know some dudes, they can make anybody gay.
Remember that channel that I was showing you?
Yeah. Yeah. And everybody was gay. Even the guys that were straight, everybody was gay.
Hilarious. That was so funny.
So my question is are you going to church because you want to trick off with your pastor? Or are you going to church for the Lord? Because he said, you know, he made mention of my cologne. Maybe he smelt it and thought his wife would like it.
I mean, yeah, he was kind of, yeah, because
I saw him at the nail salon. You saw him at the nail salon. Well, what was you doing at the nail salon? And you know, he be giving me a vibe. What vibe do he be giving you? Does he give you a special look when it's time for the collection plate to be passed down your row? Like how was he gave you a look? Like, I know girls who go to concerts who swore to God Bobby Brown was singing to them. Specifically, just them. Like,
okay, so now we got a new term, not erotomania, but erotogamia.
yeah,
Guys
like
think everything is gay. Yeah.
Like, I don't like. Why you want your pastor to be gay, and why you want him to think that you sexy? You know, I might be tripping, but he was giving me a vibe. What vibe was you getting? The only way you would be picking up that signal is if you was on that channel. See, you can't pick up that kind of signal unless you're on that channel. And I'm sorry, did he make it clear in this post that he's a gay man?
I don't think so.
No. No. And not fine. As they used to say back in the day. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's him or the pastor. But what I will say is this. If you're going to a church where that pastor isn't feeding you to the point in your spirituality where all you can do is walk away looking to have gossip for your Facebook page, you should probably switch churches anyway. Because when I go to church, what I'm not doing is lusting after the pastor. I'm there to get a word. Like, I'm there to get a sermon. I'm there to get a message. My, intimacy switches and the channels is turned off. I'm not there for that. So if that's what you walked away from church with, then you need to switch churches. You need to find you a church with a real old man who's in the word of God. You need to find you a real Bible thumper. Like, you need to go somewhere else where your mind ain't so easily distracted, because it sounds like you filled with the devil, sir. That's what it sounds like to me. Because he gave me a look and I seen him and I was looking at his Facebook and he said it got hacked. Why is your pastor explaining to you about his Facebook history? I don't know. That seems a little weird, don't it?
It does.
Yeah, Pastor, I was looking at your Facebook and I seen some stuff. I seen you posted a Tigger doing a full split. And I was just wondering why you had that up there. Like, who talks to their pastor like that? And what pastor would answer? I did recently just see though a short of a pastor cussing out a mother and a daughter, and the chick, she she up came to the TikTok, and he said, "You and your mother is both going to hell. How dare you call me a nigger? Do I look like a nigger to you?" The pastor was going crazy. And she was like, because I'm posting. I'm posting. I'm posting. And I'm like, why do people go to church anymore? Like, what in God's name happened in that moment where you were like, yo, I need to go viral right quick. So I'm gonna film my pastor talking crazy. Because apparently they called him a nigga, and he to the pits of hell you will both, you're going to hell, you and your daughter. And it was funny because when he was about to start explaining what they had done, that's when she turned the camera off. Get out of here. Did you just push me? Like she was on her straight Karen in church. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should get into this a little bit more because it's
well, we can definitely. I think this should be a family conversation because I have a totally different take on it, and we, now the thing is this, they say it's not polite to talk about two things to just anybody, and that would be religion and politics, right? So this isn't necessarily a conversation that we could really have and expect it to be somewhat productive, but we're definitely going to get some different takes and different, well, what do you think? You know what I'm saying? Because like you have one way of thinking, I have a different way of thinking.
Like I told you before, I think these conversations need to be had. Yeah, I think we need to step away from the idea that we don't need to have these conversations, because not having these conversations, in my opinion, is how society has gotten to the place where it's gotten.
Yeah.
Like avoiding these things, because the truth is the only reason people want to avoid it is because either they don't want to be held accountable for what they believe or for what they don't believe. People just don't want to be held accountable. People want to fit in with the majority. They don't want to be the minority. Like some people would see a post like this and say, hell no. If I find out my pastor's a swish, I'm out of here. And my tithe money. I ain't paying no money for him to sing YMCA. Like, there's some people that are going to feel that way. There's some people that might look at it the way I look at it. There's some people that might say, well, I think we should all have gay pastors. Barack Obama said we all need a good gay man in our life. What would be better than a gay pastor? Like, different people are going to say different things. But I think we all need to have these conversations. I think we all should know. Because all of this secretiveness, I think that's how we end up like we are. So maybe we should change that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. That's why it's time to have a conversation so that we could, because in all honesty, where I'm going with the convo, it just will be about leadership. First off, you got to lead yourself. So that's one. But, if you're going to go fellowship and stuff like that, then, who is the leader, or is the idea the leader, or the person is, because in all honesty, I'll say it like this, Black folks, we're so used to having a quote unquote leader when number one, I agree with, like, I think Tariq Nasheed was talking about this, and Gus T. Renegade from the Cows will talk about just having a code as the leader. It doesn't necessarily mean one person is the leader. It's what are the principles? What are the ethics? My main thing is I'm gonna rock with someone if you're not doing nothing illegal or immoral. There's been a whole lot of things over the past couple of years where if I would have just been okay to something illegal or immoral, I would be put away somewhere. I'm not Charleston White. I'm not 6'9". They just waiting to have and put me away somewhere. No, I don't rock with anything immoral or illegal. I know pastors who will go ahead and let something illegal or slightly immoral just pass because, okay, well, I'm going to reap the benefits of it because this person is going to get, instead of them, them making $45,000 a year, they're going to be making $245,000 a year, and I'm gonna get that 10%. So okay, I'm gonna look past the immoral and illegal stuff that they did and not tell them that they're right, that they're wrong, and just let them do that or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. My main thing is, again, I'm gonna go with the legal and moral, and we as a people need to not chase after leaders. We should just have a plan or code, and we should really, rock with that. But that's where I'm going with it. And I'll get deeper into this topic, but I think I want to hear what the people have to say to you, because the way we'll set it up is might have a call-in line. You call in, and you just you let Jag know what you think. Coming soon, y'all. Coming soon.
Yeah. And I say this. If spirituality is what you went for, you should keep your head out of people's drawers. You might find out that they like getting finger banged by midget whores.
Oh, damn.
While wearing leopard thongs. Everybody just need to stay out of everybody's drawers. Find some God. And stay out of people's drawers. That's what I got to say. That's my final word for the night. On that note, I'm Jaguar Wright. Wolfgang Amadeus, as always, it is a pleasure. And yeah, until we meet again. Oh, you know what we didn't discuss?
What's that?
We'll do it next time.